Hey girl, hey, welcome back for another video. For those who don't already know this about me, I absolutely hate suffering. I hate suffering. I hate going too hard. I hate rushing. I hate feeling like I have to do a bunch of things in a short amount of time and I'm not going to be able to do them efficiently. That is just so anti everything I'm about. It's just not in my DNA to go that hard. Everyone is built differently. I know for me that what I find that works is being organized, having a balance, and creating healthy habits that I can actually stick to and see the needle moving forward without that end of day burnout. I don't want to feel resentful, bitter, angry, lethargic, fatigued after a day's worth of work and working on myself. That being said, there are systems that we have to create in our life that allow us to achieve our goals the best to our ability that don't wear us out. So I have personally created weekly non-negotiables that prevent me from lazy girl habits. It's very natural for me to fall into a lazy girl slump if I don't have systems in place to prevent it from happening. And I want to be someone who can achieve things in my life without feeling like I'm sacrificing a major part of who I am. This is how I recenter myself, how I recharge, how I refocus, and how I actually see myself getting things done. Sometimes doing less can get you more if you do it the right way. So I've created something that has allowed me to see progress in my life without pain. Let's get into it. My first weekly non-negotiable to avoid a lazy girl slump is daily cleaning. Weekly cleaning and having scheduled cleaning times. Right when I wake up in the morning, I have a slow morning routine, but then once I do that, I get right into my tidy for the day. I prefer cleaning in the daytime, not in the evening, because it's bright, it's a new day, I feel good, I feel energized, and it's my way of clearing the energy and the space before I start all of the other things I have to do. So I like to do a morning tidy and I make sure to get cute little gadgets, cute little cleaning products, and things that are going to make cleaning more enjoyable. When you clean your space and declutter daily, it completely sets the tone for your day. You actually feel pretty accomplished before the afternoon. Once I started becoming someone who was more organized and tidy, it transformed the rest of my life. That saying, how you do anything is how you do everything, really resonates in this particular instance because I never realized how cleaning up after myself allowed me to create discipline in other areas of my life because it allowed me to pause, take a moment, organize, refocus, recharge, do things more efficiently, see things a little bit better, clear space before doing something in it, rather than walking over mess, trying to lock in a chaotic environment, and just rushing through things. This is my way of setting the tone, not only for my habits to continue working, but for me to have a really good day. Try doing this. I love disinfecting my house, cleaning it with the right products that make it smell nice, that make it feel clean, especially as a work from home girly. It transforms your space and you'll see such a difference in how you create habits everywhere else. Okay, the second weekly non-negotiable that has completely transformed my routine and has allowed me to not go into a lazy girl slump is time blocking and timers. I used to be a girl who had a weekly planner and I would write in it daily and I would write everything that I needed to do each day. And I really loved that. But what actually overwhelmed me was feeling like I can't accomplish all these things in a certain amount of time. And I was always trying to rush to get things done to check more things off my list. Once I started time blocking and creating timers for certain things, even the minor things in my life, it allowed me to get more things done without the burnout. So for instance, if you're cleaning every day and you roughly know the amount of time that it takes for you to tidy up a space, I want you to create a timer that you use in your phone daily to clean. Once you start the timer, you start cleaning, you try to do it as efficiently as possible, and when the timer goes off, hard stop. This is how you preserve your energy, you still get a good amount of stuff done, and you're not going over on time and feeling like you can't get other things done. Once I started creating timers, I actually got excited about getting things done a little bit quicker and more efficiently, and I wasn't so overwhelmed with my schedule. I will create timers and time blocks for the most silliest things, like getting ready in the morning before going out and getting a chai latte. I will create a 5-minute timer to just put on sunscreen, tie my hair up, look a certain way, because I used to be the girl who would run out of the house practically in my pajamas with a whitehead on my cheek, and I wouldn't have even looked at myself in the mirror. Now I have become a little bit more intentional with everything I do, and it's made me a lot happier and it's made me more achievable. So creating little timers for getting ready, self-care, reading, even setting up your evening for bedtime, cleaning, literally anything you can create a timer for and a time block, and it allows you to get things done without the chaos, the rushing, and the feeling like you're not actually getting things done. Okay, the third weekly non-negotiable for avoiding lazy girl habits is attaching certain habits together. And I've talked about this before. It's pretty much habit stacking, but it's learning how to do multiple things at once and try to make it something that requires a little bit more thinking power than the other. So this could be eating and watching TV, or journaling while listening to a podcast, or going on a walk while talking to a friend. When you start putting more things together, you get more things done without the craziness. I don't like feeling like I have to individually do everything in order for it to get my full focus. Not everything needs 100% of your focus time. And when you start meshing things together, you learn how to multitask. You learn how to get more things done more efficiently, and it's more fun. So I have found certain things more enjoyable because of my habit stacking. So for instance, I never liked folding laundry, but if I'm folding laundry in my bedroom while I'm watching one of my favorite shows, it makes the time go by faster. And I know a lot of you guys do these things naturally, but I want you guys to start meshing more habits together that you never really did before. A lot of us don't realize that we don't have to sit in a chair and talk on the phone to our friends and not do anything. You can literally go for a walk with your dogs while having your AirPods in. It allows you to combine self-care and physical habits together. So for me, what makes it a non-negotiable, there's certain things that I refuse to do without habit stacking it. I do not like watching TV in the middle of a day for no reason. So the only way that I'll do it is if I'm eating while watching that show. Now, on the subject of a non-negotiable that I stick to weekly, it's one show per meal. So if you are watching an episode of a show, how you continue having a really productive day, whether it's in the morning, the evening, or the afternoon, depending on your work schedule, I want you guys to not continue watching a series over and over again and watching multiple episodes. I find that eating slower and making sure that I'm enjoying my lunch, it only really requires 35 minutes to an hour for me to really just savor it and enjoy it. And that's plenty of time to watch one episode of a show. So that's exactly what I do. And once the meal is complete and once the show is over, I get back up and I do the other things I have to do for the day. So even before sitting down and filming this portion of the video, I ate myself a nice lunch. I watched a TV show. I watched an episode of Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I enjoyed my meal. I finished the episode. The second the episode was done, I got up and I continued my day. This is how you prevent yourself from doing lazy girl activities and habits. It's creating that disciplinary boundary that prevents you from getting carried away. You can still enjoy your life without taking it to another level. And I like to give myself plenty of time to eat lunch and dinner. This is my way of honoring my body, my mind, my soul, and enjoying the moment. When you're rushing through meals, when you are constantly feeling like you have to eat on the go, it really takes away from the experience of fueling your body properly and de-stressing yourself. So as someone who used to be very fight or flight and I was always in crazy girl mode, I never knew what it felt like to truly enjoy a meal and savor it and just be able to sit with myself and let myself think. Now I pause, I take that moment, I set the tone, I set the mood. It's really not taking that much time out of your day and you're able to digest properly. You're not scoffing things down. I give myself 35 minutes at least to eat, and that is my way of honoring my body, but still creating a good, healthy time to stick to things. Okay, my next weekly non-negotiable is if I'm feeling a little bit lethargic or fatigued in the middle of a day, as a work from home girly, I will let myself have an afternoon nap for 15 minutes, and that is it. This is my way of honoring my body and my rest time without overly recovering. I do not need more than 15 minutes to just recharge. Sometimes we're tightly completely wound. We did a lot in the first few hours of the day, and we just kind of burnt out midday. So I will let myself close my eyes, rest, recover, and then I immediately get back into a healthy habit that usually takes a little bit more thinking power as soon as I wake up from that nap. I used to find that years ago I would skip the gym or nightly activities because I wanted to take a 2-3 hour power nap, which is not a power nap at all. But I would do that. Now I've realized and trained my body that 15 minutes is really all I need to rest my eyes and recover if I do it right. This requires no scrolling, no watching TV, just sitting down, laying down, and enjoying my body resting. And it is enough rest for me to recharge, actually. And that's obviously with making sure that you're getting enough hours in the night with your sleep. But I have learned how to power nap for 15 minutes, and it has completely changed how I do the latter part of my evening. So if you're a work from home girly, a stay-at-home mom, someone who has a break in between your workday and you're able to sit in your car or something, rest your eyes for 15 minutes and see what it does, and learn how to get yourself up once that 15 minutes is up. I always set a timer. It's my way of honoring it. And I do not oversleep literally ever. It's just enough rest to recharge, but then to get back to what I need to do. The next weekly non-negotiable, and I honestly prefer this to be a daily non-negotiable that allows me to be more actionable with my life and not be in a lazy girl slump, is I protect my alone time and I optimize it. For all my girlies listening who either live with family, live with a partner, are always on the phone talking to your friends, and are always around people, I really need you guys to listen up. When you prioritize your alone time and you time block out moments in your day to where you can cherish it, enjoy it, and optimize it, you will be surprised how much you get done. I have learned to detach from socials, from my friends and my family for a few minutes to hours, depending on the day, to get things done that are specific to my own personal goals and routine. And you'd be surprised how much stuff you get done when you're not distracted with people, places, and things. You have to step away and enjoy this time and optimize it. Whether that is sitting down, creating for yourself, journaling, reading, doing things in your physical self-care, doing things for your wellness journey, prepping things for yourself. I don't care what it is, but you need to step away from any type of person and interaction in order to not be distracted in life. It's easy to not nurture yourself when you're constantly surrounded by distractions, when you're constantly being met with questions and people pleasing and doing this and doing that and being stretched every which way. You have to get yourself familiar and enjoy your own alone time so that you can optimize it, monetize it, and love and enjoy it. It allows you to enhance your productivity and enrich your living experience. Okay, my next non-negotiable is daily movement. Now, I really want you guys to pay attention to how I speak to myself in my non-negotiables and how I prevent myself from being lazy. Rather than setting such ridiculous goals for myself all the time, I actually try to lower the standard but raise the frequency. So what I mean by this is, instead of having an intricate workout plan every single day of my life, I prioritize movement. It could even just be a 10-minute walk. It could be, doing a Pilates workout or doing something outside, playing with my dogs. But prioritizing movement increases the frequency but lowers the standard. And this is how you're going to stay disciplined in the things that you do. Because when you start to build self-trust around these things, you'll realize that on Monday, maybe you have a little bit more momentum and more energy. So you'll do a weight training day. But on Tuesday, maybe you don't, and you're going to go for a walk instead. But at least you're moving your body daily, and it allows you to stick to goals. It's when you completely kick yourself in the ass because you didn't do something major and then you do nothing at all. That is not the better option. Doing something that is even small is always better than doing nothing. Like I said, lower the standard, raise the frequency, and you'll actually see yourself reaching your goals quicker and getting things done better and more effectively. Okay, the next non-negotiable is making it visible. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, make it visible. So for me, this looks like my gym bag being on the door by my front door, or laying out a workout set on my bed the night before, or having my supplements ready on the counter, waiting for me to be able to take them in the morning. This is how you stick to your goals and your habits. It's making certain things visible to you that will get you to do it. Some things naturally are just subconscious and you do them because they're there. So when you actually put things in your visibility, you will see yourself stick to things better. I know for me that it was always seeing my gym bag on the door or having my makeup on display in my makeup room that actually gets me to do certain things for myself, like get ready, go to the gym, do things for myself, and take care of my body. And when you do this, it makes it a little bit more enjoyable. And I also would say that making things organized beautifully will also get you to do it. So it's not always about things being right in front of you, but it's about the organization that you provide for that thing that gets you to do it. I completely reorganized my cleaning products and my laundry room to where everything is stacked to perfection and I see everything on display. And it gets me eager to do things. I enjoy it more. So having things visible, shown nicely, and organized will get you to do it more. And this creates a habit within you to where it becomes natural and you do it daily. Okay, the next weekly non-negotiable, and this helps me stay organized without overwhelming myself. And it's completing one high impact task or organizing one high impact area that really makes a difference in my week. Whether this is going through my clothes on the weekend and removing anything that's winter and putting it in a separate closet, or blowing out my dogs because I do have 2 huskies and it takes quite a bit of time to groom them. So dedicating an entire day to grooming the dogs a week, or just cleaning one particular space in entirety once a week. When you do this, it allows you to get rid of clutter, to organize better, to do things that make you feel like you can check things off your list without being overwhelmed. It's when you feel like you need to do every single thing every single day that gets you to stop doing it. Something that I used to believe about myself is that I had to do everything in order for myself to be a disciplined person. But that's not necessarily the case. Once you start building habits that you can stick to, getting something done that's big once a week is actually a big frickin' deal, and a lot of people don't do it. You really have to sit with yourself and think, when was the last time that I started something and completed it in entirety that was not a part of my daily routine of things that I had to do? This is just something that you chose to do, and you were able to start and complete it. If it's been a while, it's time for you to start now. I used to get so overwhelmed with clutter and messes and chaos, but once I realized that I didn't need to do it all at once, it allowed me to get things off my list. So last weekend, I decided to clean one of my mulch beds. I have 4. I could have said, okay, the entire day is going to be dedicated to all 4 mulch beds, but that would have taken hours. I would have been exhausted. I would have hated it. So what I did instead was I dedicated a few hours to doing one, and I made it perfect. I made it look nice. And then the next time I want to start it up again, I'll do the other mulch bed. And this is how I have been creating habits that allow me to see a bigger impact without exhausting myself. And I don't feel lazy and I don't feel like I didn't do anything. And the last and final weekly non-negotiable, and this is a daily one, is I start my bedtime routine an hour before bed. This is something that I've built in my own daily system that has really helped me get to sleep in a better way. So what I do is once it's about an hour before bed, I go in my room, I bring some laundry in there, I fold laundry, I let the dogs get settled, I get myself in my jammies, I will maybe watch a little bit of a show, I will maybe read or journal, and then once the hour is almost completed, that's my time to really lay in bed, turn off the light, and get myself focused to sleep. And this has allowed me to really optimize my sleep, but to also not feel rushed. The worst thing in the world is being rushed all day and then running into bed. No, you should have a bedtime. You should have a wind down time. Our bodies are used to harsh lighting, chaos, and doing things only hours before. It would be doing yourself a disservice to go from that to bedtime without any buffer in between. So I like to create a healthy buffer time of getting myself ready for bed, clearing my energy, getting really settled, and then I sleep so much better because I did a few things in my room beforehand. Okay guys, those are my weekly non-negotiables to prevent a lazy girl slump. I hope this video helped you guys out in at least getting some ideas for healthy habits that you can create in your own life. Let me know down below what you guys are doing in your life that's a non-negotiable that allows you to attend to your health and wellness goals, to your lifestyle goals, and to your career goals. I would love to hear from you, and yeah guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone. Mwah.
Pioneer.